Hello everyone, it's Olivia here, aka Story Minded, and as promised I'm going to be starting my Grammar for Grown-Ups series, Everything You Need to Know But Never Learnt in School by Shrives. I just read the foreword and I have to share it. I'm not even going to skip it because it's brilliant. I'm really looking forward to this. Sorry, this is a really awkward camera angle. Okay, so this is the foreword. While the fighting troops are bashing the enemy, the staff officers who support the fight are tucked away in the background, frantically bashing out reports to help the senior decision makers make sense of the unfolding furrow. Well, that was me. I was one of the guys compiling, summarising and offering assessments for the generals on all the stuff spinning around us. Something you notice very quickly in that job is your writing needs to be pretty credible, or else it gets ignored. As you'd expect, generals are proper grammar pedants. Worse, they're busy grammar pedants. Their diaries are heart attack hectic, especially when deployed on operations. To win a general's attention, your work needs to be succinct and grammatically sound. At the point in your paper when you present a grammar howler, the general's skim reading will accelerate dramatically, or he'll push your paper to the bottom of his pile, and it will never resurface. On the other hand, if you offer a well-punctuated, grammatically sound paper, you might just have an impact on the war. Over the last 25 years, I have worked on the staffs of a raft of US and UK generals, most recently General Stanley McChrystal in Kabul. I've had grammar rammed down my throat, but as I became more senior, I slowly transformed from Rammy to Rammer. In this book, I have sought to categorise and answer all the grammar questions that plague not just military staff officers, but managers and students in all walks of life. It's not just the general's whip that have instilled a love of grammar in me. I have studied a couple of languages while serving in the army, and learning these has also caked in me English grammar-ness. In my spare time, most of which should almost certainly have been spent with my wife Penny, I've been working on grammarmonster.com, which is steadily turning into one of the most popular grammar sites on the web. I expect I sound like a bit of a geek, and I suppose I am. But I'm also a through-the-rank British officer. That means I have spent time at each soldier rank and both warrant officer ranks before being commissioned. As a result of treading that path to officerdom, I'm probably a little rougher around the edges than your typical British Rupert, and a little less geeky than most people with an interest in grammar. Anyway, my vision with this book was to use my experience to present a light-hearted, easily digestible grammar reference book which is well indexed and intuitive to use. We're not going to get into spelling in this book. There's no need. Spell checkers are effective. This book is about grammar, the stuff your PC doesn't help with. It's about this sort of stuff. Do you put a comma before and? What's the difference between if and whether? How do you use semicolons? When are you actually supposed to use commas? That's the one I need so badly. Does winter have a capital W? Does north have a capital N? Affecting or affecting? Does my comma go inside or outside the speech marks? Double or single speech marks? What's the difference between a hyphen and a dash? When do you use square brackets? What's the difference between into and into? Who or whom? Do people still say whom? Is it the same for Americans and Brits? Do you say an RTA or a RTA? Will my audience think I'm a bit thick if I get these wrong? Will they think I'm pretty sharp if I get them right? I can't wait to start this. The commas are they're like my curse. If I read someone else's work, I can often see if there needs to be a comma, but for some reason in my own work, I just magically transform and I can't recognise it. And it's like if I read books and I think, oh, that comma's in the perfect place, like that is grammatically correct, but it's also really impactful and I can just understand it. But for some reason in my own work, I have to like really consciously try hard, and I just want to become better at grammar in general, really, for my writing, to make it technically stronger. But commas are like bugbear. They just drive me up the wall. So I'm really looking forward to this. I just had to share that foreword because I just thought it was brilliant. And he was he's in the army, or he was in the army, so yeah, he's going to crack us into shape with grammar. Anyway, see you later. Bye.